Hello, everybody. Constance Messmer here. Thanks for joining me. Today, I want to tell you about one of the very first powerful spiritual experiences that I ever had in my life. I didn't even realize what was happening. I hope you enjoy my story. I was raised Catholic, and as a Catholic, we experience 7 sacraments in our faith. Sacraments are a religious ceremony that impart divine grace. So they're outward signs of an inward grace experience. I won't get into the detailed description of each, but just to list them, it's baptism, then reconciliation, which is first confession, followed by first communion, then confirmation, then, if applicable, holy orders, and if applicable, holy matrimony, and finally, anointing of the sick, which is typically at the time of death. When I was born with a cold. I was born at Mercy Hospital. It was a Catholic hospital, and the nuns were worried I was going to die, so they had me baptized there. My mother was present at that baptismal, but unfortunately, she was not present at the next one. It happened in the church later when I was a little older, still an infant, and my mother had babies at home. That's how the story goes. She had babies at home to take care of, and so she wasn't at my baptism in the church. But I still feel extra blessed that I was baptized twice. Clearly, I didn't die, so I went on to receive the next sacrament of reconciliation. As a Catholic, being raised a Catholic, I experienced various sacraments through the years, and the one that I want to tell you about was my first reconciliation. In Catholicism, this happens around age 7, I think it is, like first grade or something, or second grade. And I went to Catholic school, and I remember in particular going into the church with all my other classmates and my teacher, who at that time was not a nun, although I did learn from a lot of nuns. But we went in and we learned from the priest, like, listen, don't worry, you're going to go in this little room. And he opened the 2 rooms up, and they were side by side with a little window between. He said, I'm going to be in the one side, and then you're going to go in the other. You're going to enter prayerfully. You've all been practicing, and just wanting to remind you, this is about absolving your sin. So anything that you've done bad, that you're feeling guilty about, and that you know is bad or wrong, you come in here and you tell me. But really what is happening is that you're telling God, and through me, God is absolving you of these sins so that you could be fresh and new. And then after this specific first reconciliation, we had to be really good, because the next day we were going to go to first Eucharist, communion, first communion. And so we really wanted to make sure that we didn't do anything naughty between then, and now. So now we all had to line up. And I remember my girlfriend, best chum, behind me in the line as we were waiting, and different kids ahead of us went in. And meanwhile, we're sitting there thinking, okay, what did we do wrong? What was naughty? And I'm thinking, okay, listen, I was a good kid. Probably my parents are laughing if they're listening, but I think I was a good kid. So I'm sitting in my head going, okay, what did I do? Okay, maybe I talked back. No, I didn't talk back. Maybe I just, I got mad at my sister. We shared a room, so we squabbled a lot. Okay, yeah, that'll be good. I can say that. And maybe I didn't pick up my toys like I should have. All right, stuff like this. And so I had bad thoughts. Because the nuns told us that if we had a bad thought, it was a sin too. Oh my God, a spiritual strengthening at such a young age. So it was my turn, and I went in the room, and the room is dark. Like, you go in and it's basically, well, it's not pitch black, but it's dark. And I knelt down on this little kneeler, and there the priest then opened up the little window between he and I. And then I began what I'd practiced all these times, these initial prayers before first confession. My eyes were closed at the time, because that's how I pray usually, as my eyes are closed most of the time. So I was just confessing. And then he absolved me of my sins. And the second he absolved me of my sins, the whole room lit up with the brightest ever light. It was so light that I opened my eyes into the darkness. I was like, wait a minute. I left the confessional because I was done and it was someone else's turn. And I went out to my dear friend who was next in line behind me. And I said, were you flickering the lights? And she said, no, I wasn't. I didn't believe her then. It was several decades later that I realized that I had first experienced the grace of God in the confessional at my little confessing of my inadequacies or my misses. But it was profound for me to realize both times, in the moment of that bright light behind my closed eyes, and also much later, it prepared me for what was yet to come with the grace of God. So why do I tell you this story? I tell you because it's cool when it's real. And I think we have to lean into spiritual experiences and believe them and not discount them. I believe they can be subtle or powerful, but you must believe that you're capable of having them, and they're all around us. And I do believe in the grace of God when I still go to confession, because I feel it. I feel like, oh, I've got this big burden. You know, you can do it with a friend. I've got this huge burden. Can I just tell you this? And can you help me through it? And maybe the friend is just listening, or maybe the friend offers advice. And to me, that's what God does, you know? Sometimes he just listens. I say, listen, I messed up. I missed the mark. I really messed up. And so sometimes God impresses on my heart when I'm sitting alone with God, you know, go make amends. Do better next time. Do you need to forgive someone? Do you need to forgive yourself? I forgive you. All is forgiven. I think if we allow ourselves these spiritual moments, especially in reconciliation, we can be gifted with some incredible cleansing, healing experiences. So I invite you to realize maybe where in your life you're missing the mark, where you want to do better. Even if it's just as simple as arguing with your family. And ask God's advice. You know, what should I do next? What's right for me next? And lean into it. And be okay with powerful spiritual experiences. And be okay with hearing the voice that says, sit with it, or sit with your sibling, or sit with your friend. And get to the truth of the matter so that you can walk away clean and clear and cleansed. You know, this is grace. It's a gift we can give each other, and a gift definitely bestowed by God. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope today's time together has helped you. If it has, please share my podcast information, or like or follow me across my social media platforms. Again, I'm Constance Messmer, and I do hope to connect with you more. Thanks for tuning in, and peace to your heart. And may you know grace profoundly. Legally speaking, this podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for medical diagnosis, treatment, or the advice of a physician, psychotherapist, or other qualified professional. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat a health problem or condition. Always check with your doctor.
Thank you for joining us today. If you've enjoyed this episode of Soul Awareness with Constance Messmer, we'd like to encourage you to continue your spiritual journey with this next episode.